Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Totally Amazing Mushrooms. And to all our newcomers, welcome. Great to have you along for the ride. Hey, it's been really dry for the past, week and a half, almost 2 weeks. We finally got a little bit of rain, so hopefully there's a few things popping their heads out. So come for a walk with us and let's find out. Now, if you happen to watch episode 27 of Totally Amazing Mushrooms, I showed you a dried out kind of amanita there. And sounds like we've got a couple geese coming in. Turned out it was the Pantherina. There's its big cousin right there. We already went through all of the components about this guy, so no need to reiterate, but always nice to show them because he's quite chonky. He's quite a good size. I'm not digging him up. Yeah. This is kind of blew my mind here. I did not expect to see this. These are really old hedgehogs. I'm not sure if it's a Hydenum or Hydenellum, but yeah, these guys are long done, very slimy, but you can see that. And this one's easier to see. Used to have teeth on it, and just amazing. But yeah, they're all covered in bugs and they're slimy as heck. But and then, what does this look like? An old axe? What's going on here? It is an old axe. Isn't that bizarre? Holy snap and horse teeth. Actually, it looks like it's a wedge. Huh. Very cool. That would be back from when they probably took these old trees out. Yeah. Very awesome. And another Stropharia ambigua. The questionable Stropharia. Love these guys. He's older, almost done. Lost all his fluffies on him. Doesn't have any remnants of its partial veil around the margin anymore. Yeah, he'll go back into the environment pretty soon. Just right above Little here, we got a nice dead alder, Alnus rubra, and I am going to take some of our mycelium inoculated corn, and we're going to put that right into this guy and implant it. So this is what we got, all this mycelium, and just got to loosen this up so that we can get it into some nooks and crannies. We'll cut a couple of pieces in the bark and stuff it in there. Very cool. So this is what we've done, is we've pulled a piece of the bark back and we've stuffed some corn covered mycelium down there, and I've got a couple more spots. There's actually a knot hole right there, and it's literally a hole going into it. I'm going to stuff a bunch in there, and the ones higher up I can't reach, but I don't really want them fruiting way up there anyways. I just want them down here. Very awesome. So we're going to keep doing this kind of thing, and I've still got 3/4 of a jar left of stuff, and we're good to go. So we've got an eagle up the top of this tree here, and the crows are just freaking out. And I found out earlier why. I hope this is kind of shooting into the sun here, so. But these ravens are really choked because they've got a rookery around here somewhere. And anyways, this eagle caught a duck, and just down in the field here, so it's yeah, it's just, these guys are just bitter. Anyways, yesterday I heard a ruckus just like what they're doing now, and I saw the eagle come flying off of the ground, and then also these two ravens just chasing it through the forest. Well, eagle came back and the ravens are choked. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so we're just out in the field here. We're going to come up on this dead critter. So if you're squeamish, just skip over this part. And it's actually looking like it was more like a goose. It was a goose. You can tell by the feathers. It's just feathers. There's no carcass or anything. But yeah, these poor guy. But anyways, well, you know, it's a circle of life. That's the way it works, but yeah, moving on. Still after him. Hey, it's Megamind. Big old brainy. This is Gyromitra esculenta, and we are on the hunt for actual morels, but this is the closest we're going to come to one of these guys right now. So far, yeah. These guys are very ugly. Not attached at the base here. They're mostly attached up at the top of the cap. And yeah, full of gyromitrin, which is very, very toxic to us humans. This guy's quite big, and obviously they've got folds, but see how much of it looks like a brain? Quite different from the actual morels. And this guy has a solid stipe, and it won't be hollow like the morels either. At the very least, it might be cottony. Stay away from these guys. And look at these beautiful turkey tails all the way down here. Trametes versicolor. These guys just have amazing, amazing rings. They remind me of the rings of Saturn. Kind of cool. But yeah, super, super healthy for us. And I've got a swack at home. I don't need to harvest anymore. But yeah, it's growing on a dead alder branch here. Or dead, what it was, a tree. Yeah, fabulous for us. In many, many different ways. Well, here's some guys I did not expect to see today. Looks like we got some Hyphiloma fasciculare. These guys like growing on wood, and there's a bunch of wood under here. And they're very toxic to us. They do have some cousins, the Hyphiloma capnoides, which are delicious. And they're called the smoky gill or the conifer tuft. But these guys are the sulfur tuft. And you can see how yellow they are. And we'll take this younger one because when they're younger, they're really, really, really quite a vibrant yellow underneath. Let's get the dirt off this guy. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Beautiful. One thing that they use these guys for is actually trees that get infected by other fungi that are parasitic. These guys don't like to have other mycelium in their territory. But the mycelium of these guys displaces any other mycelium of any other fungi in the rotting wood, and then they'll take over and continue degrading that chunk of wood and leave the rest of it that is alive that the parasite was attacking. Neat little find. Did not expect them. Did not expect them at all. Alright, looks like we found a Amanita aprica. A couple of them here. One's been chowed on, but this one, they're beautiful. These guys are just such a neat color. Eye flies are absolutely brutal right now, but yeah, okay. There, so you can see the vulva there. That's the egg sac that this guy burst out of, and there's still, he's quite chunky and quite fresh. Still remnants of the veil there. Just beautiful. So these scabers don't come off on these guys, unlike the Pantherina and the Muscaria. Look at this beautiful color. Yeah, Amanita apricota. Just absolutely gorgeous, and toxic to us too, by the way. As a lot, if not, as most of the Amanitas are. But yeah, so pretty wild colors, eh? Gotta say. Beautiful. And these guys have a white spore print, and I was kind of hoping I was going to run into one of these guys today. You can see the squirrels here have done a little bit of numbers on them and then left them. I don't know if these make them sick as well, like humans, or not. Hard to say. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful things. It's beautiful. Here's another one. This one's was either eaten by something or stepped on by something. It broke it off either way. Yeah. Kuel, beautiful colors though. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's one I don't see every day. This one's kind of shaped like a stack of pancakes here. I believe this is a Fomitopsis officinalis. But yeah, they're not edible. They're just like all the other foamies. They're just solid and woody. But you know, they may have some medicinal properties, as most mushrooms do. But yeah, he's chomping down on this conifer here, this old Doug fir. little guy. But yeah, he's, I don't think I can get underneath him to get a picture of his, oh maybe, a little bit. You know, it's kind of shaded under there. It's too big to roll the tree. But yeah, he's a beauty. Definitely looks like a stack of flapjacks or pancakes, for sure. Throw some syrup on it and it might look tantalizing, but no. And another brown rot decayer, just like the Fomitopsis Munsei or Panicola. Yeah, they're just amazing. Love them. Without these guys, none of this wood would break down, and it would just pile up and pile up and pile up, and we'd never even be able to get into the forest. Can't see the forest for the logs is the way it works. And here's his cousin, Fomitopsis Munsei, also known as Panicola. These guys are all over the Pacific Northwest. You're going to find them on pretty much any log you see laying on the ground that's a conifer. You're going to probably find these guys. Again, not edible, but still beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And these guys are so easy to walk by. I almost did. Little tiny cups. And these guys they've got the smaller opening to them. There's three that this guy possibly could be. So we got Tarzetta catinus, it could be Tarzetta cupularis, or it also could be Geopyxa deceptiva. Now here's another one that's over here a little bit, and he's a little bit bigger than the other ones. So that's actually going to narrow things down for us. First off, the Geopyxa is kind of terracotta colored, and you can kind of see this guy's kind of plain looking. And the Tarzetta cupularis is kind of small. It's normally under 2 centimeters, so they're really small. And this one's this one's probably 1.5 inches in diameter, but it's not terracotta color. So I'm thinking this one might be the Tarzetta catinus. And if you're a Hunger Game fan, you might want to pronounce it Katniss. And their bodies feel very much like a regular Peziza, and they are related to the Peziza. And these guys are known for having a much smaller opening mouth than a lot of the Pezizas and the Helvelas and whatnot. You can see that they kind of curl in. So this is really wild. These guys are not really edible as far as I know. They are, they might even have some gyromitrin in them for all I know, but yeah, they're just really neat, but beautiful. So I'm kind of thinking that these are the Tarzetta catinus because they are a little bit bigger than the cupularis. And here's another small one right here. And again, the Geopyxa deceptiva can be quite terracotta-y, and these ones are not. But they are definitely a light beige though. And one of their little traits is the fact that if you look at the edges of the margin there, they're kind of scalloped or serrated. So they call these small cups, but there are even smaller. So you're looking like the Bispirella citrinus and the Chlorosoboria ruginacens. Those guys are really tiny cups, where these guys they call them small cups, but they're kind of intermediate. But those are my thoughts. If you think they're anything different, please let me know in the comments below. I don't know why I keep finding people's tools out now. Oh, this is it's a big splitter. Nice. This is heavy as sin though. I don't really want to pack that back with me. But I could really use this. I've just got a really crappy little single-bitted axe at home. Cool. So this right here, underneath these Alnus rubra, these red alders, is my favorite mica spot. This produces like 3 and 4 times a year. It's awesome. But nothing right now at the moment. I got a few from about a week ago. But right beside, we got, looks like this little guy's living on a stick here. And he is a little polypore. This is Pisippes badius. Yeah, he's really neat. He's a little white rot decayer, and he's going to be hanging out on a lot of the alders, any of the Alnus genus, and they'll hang out on the maples, the Acer genus, and they'll also hang out on the Quercus genus, the oaks, and around here we got the Garryanas. But yeah, these guys a little white spore print, and they're a polypore. I'm hoping to get some focus here. And yeah, they're really neat. They're also called the black-footed polypore. As you can see, the base of his stipe is black. Now, this was originally described by Christian Persoon as Boletus badius. And that stuck for about 30 years until along came Louis David de Schweinitz. He's the guy that they named the Phaeolus schweiниtzii after. That's the Dyer's polypore. And he threw it in the Polyporus genus. And a little bit after that, it got into the Royoporus genus, I think. And it wasn't until finally a Slavic fella, I'm not sure what country he's from, but Zmitrovich, he threw it into the Paisipes. And there was a couple along the way that were also similar to these guys, and they were also in the Polyporus genus, but they got thrown into the Paisipes genus as well. That was Paisipius melanopus, and the other one was Tubeiformis, actually. Those are a couple of lookalikes to these guys. And just over on the other side of this tree, actually, I have another one that's a little bit in better shape here. So, yeah, I happened to notice this guy while I was looking for my micas. Here's a little beauty here. He's on a stick, but I don't want to bug him. But yeah, these guys are really, really neat. They're not edible. They're just like eating a hunk of leather. You know, not any toxins as far as I know in them. There is another sort of look-alike guy. It's a Cereoporus leptocephalus, but it's quite a bit smaller, and it actually starts out kind of orangey color, and it goes to a buff color, and it's quite a bit smaller. But they do live on the same kind of stuff. These also a saprobic. But yeah, just love these guys. I actually had never seen them up until about 2 years ago. And I put up on one of my videos a call to action, and one of our amazing subscribers actually told me what it was. So here we have it, folks. Paisipes badius, the bad boy of the forest. Okay, we just got to the top of this ridge, and all forest and everything, but how is a bicycle way out here? This is so bizarre. I don't even know how he got it in here. So I mean, this is all tree falls and salal and gnarly stuff. So that is one dedicated person to get their bicycle out here. How bizarre. Having to spot this sitting here. Thought that couldn't be a Lycoperdon, and it's not. Don't really know what this is. At the moment, looks like a little gray kind of sponge growing on a piece of wood. You can see the mycelium kind of growing there. But I'm going to keep an eye on this and keep you updated on its growth pattern and see what happens with it. And this is what that little blob turned out to be. Kind of gray and black and ugly. Full of bugs too, but yeah, weird. It's, okay. It has gone granular. Grody. Still don't know what this is, so if anybody knows, please let me know. Nidula. We were looking at some Nivea tomentosa not too long ago. This one here looks like the Candida, a little bit bigger. Yeah, and he's got a darker, fuzzier outside there. And all these little peridioles, which are their little spore packages. If we can get that too. There we go. Yeah, so water hits those, they come flying out. Animal kicks it, they come flying out. I come along, squash them, they come flying out. Yeah, they're basically, technically edible, but they're just like little fibrous nothing. So don't even bother with these. But yeah. Yeah, the Nivea tomentosa are quite a bit smaller, like maybe even half the size and half the diameter as well. But yeah, very, very cool. You know, at first glance of these guys, you might go, oh, those are in the Peziza genus. And while you'd be kind of close, they are in the Pezizales order, but these guys are not, because upon closer inspection, if we bring one of these up, you're going to go, oh, I see why they are not. Dun 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 dun, look at this. See that? Right away you just go, oh, that's got to be some kind of Helvela. And you know what? You'd be right. But the question is it Helvela costifera? Is it Helvella solitaria? Is it Helvella leucomelena? Or is it Helvella acetabulum? Well, those are very good questions. So first off, those being Helvellas, they do have some of the ribs. Now the Costifera, I believe, is more of a gray color. They can have the ribs further up, but I believe it's a gray color. And the Solitaria, I believe that these veins or ribs only go up to the edge of the cup and they do not go beyond. And then you've got the Helvella pseudomelena. And those guys have they're kind of like the smaller cups where they have the smaller opening, like a smaller kind of opening like that, whereas these guys are wide open. These guys will never ever have their margins curl inward. These guys will always be curled out, whereas the pseudomelena will be kind of curled inward sometimes. Yeah, so in Rome and Greece, they used little vinegar crucibles on their table, and a lot of times when these guys first come out, they're kind of pinched in the middle and they look like a vinegar crucible where you've got a spout on either side. So acetabulum, aceta means acetic acid, refers to acetic acid, which is vinegar, and bulum refers to the crucible. So yeah, very, very cool. Not edible as far as I know, but yeah, I just love these guys. Oh, they're also known as the cabbage leaf, which you can totally see why. But yeah, just totally cool. And they're very solid like a Peziza, you know. They've got the same feel as a Peziza does. So, but like I said, they are related. So, very cool. Now, these guys were originally described as Peziza by Carl Linnaeus, our main dude that started the Linnaean taxonomy, and got thrown into all kinds of different names by all kinds of different big names, like old Leopold Fackel and Sammy Fred Gray there, and there's a bunch of others, but in the end, I think it was Lucien Kelly that put it in its final resting place. Awesome. 2 different kinds of cups today. That's neat. So I videoed this guy about a week ago because I didn't know what it was. These guys caught my eye real quickly here, just walking by. Very, very sturdy little fella. But here's another one here that's a little bit bigger. This is pretty neat. No gills. Does not look like a polypore. Now, I'm not quite sure what this is. I thought at first it might be a very young Picipes badius, but, or at the very least, Cereoporus leptocephalus, but yeah, not quite sure on this one. And now, it turned out it's a Picipes badius. Isn't that wild? There's 2 of them here, actually. Or are they fused? Might be. No. Yeah, I think they are fused. Here we go. As you can see, we've got the black foot. Yeah, wild. He's still on a stick, so he's good. But yeah, just neat. Yeah, well, alright everybody, that's all we got for you today. Or at least that's all we found. But as soon as I find some more, we'll get some more videos up. Thank you so very much for watching, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Till next time, my friends.